အခုဆက်တင်မှာနော်ဒီ aircraft cabin cleaning course ကိုဆက်ပြီးတော့တင်မှာဖြစ်တယ်ပြီးခဲ့တဲ့ပတ်ကတော့ဗာလဲဆိုတော့ဒီ general cleaning ရယ် biohazard ရယ် risk control ရယ်နော် cat disposal harassment အဲ့ဒါတွေနော်ပြင်ခဲ့ပြီးပြီနောက်တစ်ခုကနော် general စာ GSE ground support equipment နော်အဲ့ဒါနဲ့ပတ်သက်တဲ့ဟာတွေရော air side GSE marshalling အဲ့ဒါတင်ခဲ့ပြီးပြီဒီပတ်မှာတော့ဘာတင်မလဲဆိုတော့နော်တချို့ airline တချို့ရဲ့ဒီလုတ်တဲ့ပုံစံမျိုးတွေကိုလာတင်သွားမှာဖြစ်တယ်သက်ဆိုင်ရင်ကတော့ဒါမလေးရှား air China airline မှာနော်ဟို cabin cleaning လုတ်တဲ့ပုံစံ
I took two things that I love, dancing and dogs, and I made them into a successful business. Hi, I'm Ronnie. I'm the owner of Ketatov, and I teach people all over.
Responsible for helping. This include that might be seen as bullying or harassment. Includes providing behavior from also to prevent bullying. Other visitors will get done by and referring to him as your fence. You may if a recommended steps in the correct order and successfully completed this activity. Witnesses of workplace course.
Two important hazards to be aware of when moving around operational aircraft are jet blast and aircraft engine ingestion. Air is sucked into the aircraft's engines and the air surrounding the intakes. A red flashing aircraft warning beacon on the top and bottom of the aircraft will warn you that its engines may be operating or about to be turned on. Always pay attention and remain clear of the aircraft and its engine ingestion signs when its red warning beacon is flashing. Jet blast is the exhaust from an aircraft's jet engine, which does vary depending on the thrust settings applied by flight crew, but can easily exceed the wind speeds found in a tropical cyclone. It can often be overlooked, but jet blast can be an unseen hazard to people and equipment airside. Jet blast can blow away unsecured ULD containers.
Jet blast ကဘာလဲဆိုတော့ဒီ air engine တွေကနေပြီးတော့ထွက်လာတဲ့ဒီဓာတ်ငွေ့တန်းတွေပေါ့လေအဲ့ဓာတ်ငွေ့တန်းတွေကနော်လူတွေဘာတွေထိရတော့အန်တရရက်ရှိနိုင်တယ်ဒါမှမဟုတ်အဲ့ဒါကိုရှောင်ရမှာနော်
or turn any unsecured foreign object debris into potential missiles, which is hazardous to RAM personnel and can damage nearby equipment and aircraft. Here are some safety tips to minimise the risk of jet blast to you.
အဲ့ဒါမို့အဲ့ jet ထွက်လာတဲ့ဒီ jet engine ကနော်ဒီဓာတ်ငွေ့ကြောင့်မလို့ပစ္စည်းတွေဘာတွေထိခိုက်နိုင်တယ်အဲ့ဒါလည်းသတိထားရမှာဖြစ်တယ်
Yourself, others, and equipment on the RAM. To reduce the need for aircraft to apply higher thrust settings, ensure the path is clear for the aircraft coming into bay.
ဒီလေပြန်သွားတဲ့အခါမှာလေပြန်ဖြတ်တဲ့အခါမှာဆိုရင်နော်ဒီလေကြောင်းကြတဲ့ဟာတွေလေကြောင်းကြတဲ့ဟာတွေပေါ့လားသတိထားမှာဖြစ်တယ်နော်ဒီ engine ဆက်ကနေပြီးတော့ဓာတ်ရိုက်ဒီလေနော်ဟိုမီးထွက်လာတဲ့ဟာကိုရှောင်ရမှာဖြစ်တယ်
Whilst aircraft are required to use minimal thrust when manoeuvring on the apron, if the aircraft has to slow or stop prior to arriving on bay, it may need to apply more power or breakaway thrust to get moving again. As power increases, so too does the jet blast profile behind the aircraft. Prior to an aircraft's arrival, ensure that bay is set up correctly and check for any obstacles. This includes ensuring all equipment is staged behind equipment storage or clearance markings, and all personnel remain well clear of the moving aircraft. Conducting a pre-arrival FOD walk to remove any debris from the apron, and making sure aero bridges are
ခက်နဲ့ပတ်သက်လို့เนาะဒီလိုအဲ့မှာတားဆီးရမယ့်ပစ္စည်းတွေเนาะအဲ့မှာပြထားတယ်เนาะအဲ့
appropriately positioned, and the nose-in guidance system is set or a marshaller in place to guide the aircraft on bay. Adjacent bays may also be impacted by jet blast and especially breakaway thrust in the event an aircraft stops prior to taxiing onto the bay. Avoid staging equipment behind aircraft that may
ဒါကြောင့်ဒီလေပြန်ရဲ့အနောက်တက်တဲ့မှာเนาะဒီလိုတင်တာတွေဘာဝသူ့ကားတွေပါတွေကိုမထားအောင်သတိထားရမှာဖြစ်တယ်။ဘာကြောင့်လဲအဲ့ကျင်းရင်ထွက်လာတဲ့ဒီတန်းငွေကြောင့်မလို့เนาะလေအားကြောင့်မလို့ထိခိုက်
be affected by jet blast. Jet blast also impacts airside roadways. Take these steps to minimise the impact jet blast may have on vehicles and equipment on airside roadways. Before proceeding across a live taxiway crossing where an aircraft has just taxied through, allow at least one aircraft length before proceeding to allow any remaining jet blast to dissipate. Always secure any loose loads being towed and ensure ULD container curtains are closed and secured, and the container locks on rolling stock are engaged.
အဲ့ကိုဒီလေပြန်ထွက်သွားပြီးရအောင်เนาะဒီလိုတန်းကိုဖြတ်ဝင်တာမျိုးကိုเนาะသတိထားရမှာဖြစ်တယ်။ဘာကြောင့်လဲဆိုတော့အဲ့ jet blast ကြောင့်မလို့ထိခိုက်သွားတယ်
Information on affected airside roadways can be found in the apron operating procedures.
My name is Rebecca Johnson and I'm head of the Australian Centre for Wildlife Genomics here at the Australian Museum, where we do quite a lot of work with the aviation industry. People are often surprised that the Australian Museum works so closely with the aviation industry, but the role that we play is assisting them with identification of the different animals that hit planes. And that happens on average about 4 times a day in Australia. It's usually not the kind of thing that you hear on the news, but it does happen fairly frequently. It is pretty extraordinary that a bird, given the alloy you can possibly get, industry in a few interesting ways. We kind of turn them into mini CSI investigators. We send out instructions for how they sample wildlife from aircraft. The kind of work that we do with the aviation industry obviously has real implications for improving safety in the aviation
လေတောင်မှာရှိတဲ့ဘယ်ပစ္စည်းတွေอ่ะเนาะဘလို့အားစဖြစ်တယ်ဘလို့အန္တရာယ်ရှိတယ်ဆိုတာကိုသူကပြောပြတယ်
industry, but also these things do cost money. As soon as a bird hits a plane, there is a runway inspection required. It potentially does cost money if it causes damage, and absolutely it costs money if
Hello from all of us at Singapore Airlines. As more of us travel again, the cleanliness of our cabins has never been more important.
So we would like to share the extra steps we are taking to ensure that you have a safe and comfortable journey with us.
Before every flight, we thoroughly sanitize all frequently touched areas.
ဒါတော့ဘာလဲဆိုတော့เนาะဒီ airline မှာเนาะဒီတန်ရှင်းလုပ်တဲ့ခါမှာဒီခမင်းရှေ့မှာချားတဲ့ခုံတွေเนาะဒီလိုဘဲဒီเนาะအဲ့ဒါတွေကိုတန်ရှင်းလုပ်ရမယ်လားဒါပြ
with disinfecting wipes, and we regularly treat cabin surfaces with a long-lasting antimicrobial coating.
အဲ့တော့ microbe coating နဲ့เนาะသူတန်ရှင်းလုပ်တဲ့အကြောင်းပြောတယ်
For a safe and clean start to your journey, even before you take off.
The cleanliness of the air you breathe is just as important. All our aircraft are equipped with HEPA filters that refresh the cabin air every 2 to 3.
ဒါပါလဲဆိုတော့เนาะဒီအဲ့မှာရှိတဲ့လေမြန်ထဲမှာเนาะဒီဖြတ်မဲ့နေရာတွေအဲ့ဒါတွေလည်း clean လုပ်ဖို့လိုတယ်ဒါ Singapore Airline မှာဒါလုပ်ထားတာ
3 minutes.
We also regularly disinfect cabins and lavatories for your safety. On
cabin laboratory တွေနော် clean လုပ်ဖို့လိုတယ်
selected aircraft, our staff also use electrostatic spraying machines to sanitize the cabin. These machines contain a disinfecting agent that clings to soft surfaces like seat cushions and curtains.
Our staff change all linen after every flight and wash
နောက်ပြီးတော့အဲ့ဒီ cabin မှာရှိတဲ့ pillow တွေနော်အဲ့ဒါတွေလည်းပြောင်းရမယ်
them at high temperatures to sanitize them. Cleanliness is just as important when it comes to dining. For your safety, we also disinfect all headphones and pack them individually.
headphone တွေဒါတွေလည်းအကုန်လုံးနော် sanitize လုပ်ရမယ်
Rest assured that all disinfectants used on our aircraft are approved by health authorities and are safe for you and our staff. We are continually reviewing and updating our safety precautions to ensure that every time you take to the skies with us, you can do so with confidence.
We hope to see you on board soon.
Singapore Airline ရဲ့နော်ဒီ cleaning လုပ်တဲ့စနစ်တွေနောက်အခုက United Airline ကိုသွားမယ်နောက်တစ်ခုနော် Singapore Airline နောက်တစ်ခုပြမယ်
Back home to Singapore, the number of confirmed cases of the coronavirus stands at 85. 3 more patients were discharged yesterday, and this takes the total number of recovered patients to 7. But 4 are in remission. Now, meanwhile, $112 million have been set aside in the Singapore budget to help the aviation industry come to a softer landing as businesses are hit by the coronavirus. Now, today, Transport and Senior Minister of State for Transport, Lam Pin Min, paid a visit to the crown jewel of Singapore
United Airline
I'm John Reutman, Senior Vice President of Airport and Network Operations for United Airlines. Safety is our #1 priority at United, and we understand that now more than ever, customers want to know what we're doing to keep our aircraft clean. Here's what you should know. Our aircraft at United are cleaned before every flight, and each and every day we thoroughly wipe down all high-touch surface cleaner. This includes areas
ဒါတော့ဗါလဲဆိုတော့ဒီ United Airline ပေါ်မှာနော်ဘယ်နေရာတွေ clean လုပ်ရမယ်ဆိုတာပြနေတာ
such as lavatories, galleys, tray tables, inside and out of overhead bins, window shades, armrests, and in-seat video screens. You should also know that many of our aircraft are equipped with HEPA filters and state-of-the-art air circulation systems similar to those used in hospitals. This means a high-efficiency filter removes up to 99.7% of airborne particles inside the plane. And we'll be using an electrostatic spray air and surfaces with it starting international arrivals into our US. When the CDC determines that someone with a confirmed case of COVID-19 has traveled, that will be immediately taken out of service
တကယ်လို့တယောက်ကနော် coronavirus မိတာနဲ့အဲ့ aircraft တစ်ခုလုံးကိုသွားရှင်း
and sent through a rigorous decontamination process, including washing ceilings, cabin interior. Once again, your safety is our absolute top priority. And as always, thanks for flying United.
Now who said pure man or ANA on the point L and not United Airline not who said one.
Cash flow feeling Business is better off on zero.
Travel slowly starting to come back. Orlando International Airport tells News 6 nearly 25,000 passengers flew out yesterday, but that is still way down from the usual 70,000 at this time of year. Now, many passengers are still concerned of catching the coronavirus on an airplane. So we sent News 6's Eric Von Anken on board United Jet to see what the airline is doing for safety and to reassure passengers.
We know so many people are asking these days, is it safe to fly? Well, United Airlines brought us on board this Boeing 737 to show us what they're doing and why they believe it is safe.
Every tray table, air vent, seat back, seat belt, window shade handle, and of course, every bathroom gets wiped down every time passengers get off at every stop. And then the whole United plane gets fogged with a chemical disinfectant mist.
This airplane not only looks very clean, but you can smell the air being filtered through the aircraft.
You can smell the sanitization as soon as you step on board, says the operations general manager for United Airlines here at the Orlando International Airport.
People are wondering, is it safe to fly right now?
I would say it's very safe.
Steve Tanzella showed us one of the most important parts of the sanitization system. He says the HEPA air filter. There are 2 on this 737. And United replaces them in the belly of the plane every 5,000 flying hours. That's almost twice as often as recommended. Tanzella also wanted us to know in-flight fresh air is added to the filtration system every 2 to 3 minutes, so you're not constantly breathing recycled air.
Is there an insider tip? A lot of people have asked us, which way should I point that vent? Forward, back, down?
Like I said, it's the fresh air, so it's your preference. It
doesn't matter.
It doesn't really matter. So
all crew members and passengers are required to wear masks, and planes are filling up. This is video from Friday night, a flight from Houston back to Orlando.
Safety is right now our top priority at United.
Is it safe to be on a plane that's totally full with passengers?
I would say yes. I would say that we have customers that are on airplanes full, and we haven't had any complaints. And if they do not want to fly an aircraft, we have alternative ways of letting them fly on different flights.
And you hear that humming sound. That's another thing United Airlines has started doing. They're running their APU now. That's their auxiliary power unit, besides just plugging it in when the plane is sitting at the gate. That adds more power to the filtration system to keep the air moving while the plane is empty, and for when you walk on board. At the Orlando International Airport, Eric Von Anken, getting results, News 6.
Now, back in May, Frontier Airlines became the first U.S. airline to announce temporary passengers. Last month, both South.
နောက်တစ်ခုကဆက်ပြောမှာနော် ANA All Nippon Airline ANA နော် All Nippon ကတိရကောင်းဝယ်တဲ့စနစ်လည်းသူကတတ်ထားတယ်။နောက်ပြီးတော့အဲ့ဒါပါနေရှင်းရမယ်ပေါ့လေ။မှန်ပြီဘုံတိုက်ရှင်းရမယ်။နောက်ပြီးတော့ဒီပင်နဲ့ပတ်သက်တဲ့ဒီပင်မှာလည်း air ventilation tank တွေရှင်းရမယ်။ဒီ plane ကဘာတွေရှင်းရဆိုပြောတယ်
ANA, Inspiration of Japan.
Here in Goto, 100 kilometers west from Nagasaki City, there are 11 inhabitant remote islands. We'd like to help those people living in islands who have difficulties in accessing medical care, food, and other vital.
ဒီညနော်ပြောခဲ့တဲ့ဟာတွေကတော့ဒီ aircraft နဲ့ပတ်သက်တဲ့နော်အကြောင်းအရာတွေကိုတော်တော်များပြောခဲ့တာဖြစ်တယ်နော်ဒီ air နဲ့ပတ်သက်တဲ့ဒီ airline တွေမှာလည်းဘယ်လိုတန်ရှင်းရေးလုပ်တယ်ဆိုတဲ့အကြောင်းတွေပြောရတာဖြစ်တယ်ဒါကြောင့်မို့ဒီပြောခဲ့တဲ့ဒီ aircraft cabin cleaning course မှာဘာတွေပါခဲ့လဲဆိုရင်နော်အထွေထွေနောက်ပတ်လို့ general cleaning ပါလို့ရမလဲ biological နဲ့ပတ်သက်တဲ့ hazard တွေကိုဘယ်လိုကာကွယ်ရမလဲနော်နောက်ပြီးတော့ risk control နဲ့ပတ်သက်တဲ့ဟာတွေ aviation နဲ့ပတ်သက်တဲ့နော် shut disposal တို့ biohazard တို့အဲ့ဒါတွေပြောခဲ့တယ်နောက်က conflict management တွေပြောခဲ့တယ်နောက် ground equipment နော် support equipment နဲ့ပတ်သက်တဲ့ဟာတွေ air side marshalling တွေပြောခဲ့တယ်ပြီးတော့မှဒီ airline တွေဖြစ်တဲ့မလေးရှားတို့စင်ကာပူ United ANA အဲ့ဒီ airline တွေမှာဘယ်လိုလက်တွေ့လုပ်တယ်ဆိုတဲ့အကြောင်းတွေကိုလည်းဖော်ပြခဲ့တာဖြစ်ပါတယ်